Hey everyone, Dr. Alex Twangy here, and we are doing a little analysis on an ACL repair. Now, this right here, this is Ty. So there are three types of ACL grafts repairs they do. They do a hamstring, so they do a hamstring graft, hammy. They do a patellar, and then they do a cadaver. Now, every one of these is all dependent upon the person and all dependent upon the athlete and the surgeon. So we're going to get into that. So remember, there are three types of grafts. There's three types of repairs when it comes to an ACL. So to put in preface here, we're going to watch these videos. Okay, so let's start this one over. Hang tight. Okay, we're going to watch these videos together. So left side here, this is July, and then this one is October. So what is that? August, September. So this is 2.5 months essentially between these two, okay? Now, let's look at the difference here.
Go. Nice.
I mean, significant difference you can see there, guys, right? Now, the reason that I preface the type of repair that's done here is because it kind of dictates what we do when it goes into like identifying where we're limited in movement and what we do with this knee. So when you look at a knee normally, so this is your femur, little femur, not a great femur, and then this is a tibia right here, and here's your fibula, okay? When you look at a knee normally, there's not really much articulation of the fibula, yet there's a natural amount of space that exists between these two bones in your actual knee joint. In your knee joint, there's a little bit of space right in there, okay? What they do in a surgery is they take and they put, so let me draw these bones again, so we'll draw them in blue. So here's your bones, here's your femur, boom, little femur guy, and then here is your tibia, okay? Now, what happens is they take and they put a screw into these things. So they take and they put a little screw in, bloop, bloop, little screw like that, and then what they do is they take either, like we talked about earlier, they either take a hamstring, a cadaver, or a patellar piece from you, or the cadaver, obviously dead person comes from someone else, and they wrap it between these screws, and then they tighten it down. So they take and they bring these together. Now, what that does is it alters this natural space that exists within the knee joint. This, in turn, causes certain muscles to be limited in what they can do. So naturally, we have a little bit of space in our knee. So let's say this is our femur, and then this is our tibia here. Okay. Naturally, there's a little bit of space, which allows for flexion and extension. When we have a little bit of space, we can actually get into a bit of what we would call hyperextension. Hyperextension is part of the locking and unlocking mechanism of the knee. Now, when we lose that little bit of extension, which is what happens a lot in ACL repairs, because remember, we're taking this joint and we're screwing it down tighter than we normally would, we have to really concentrate on the health of the hamstring, the hammy. As you can see, he's a little bit, he's feeling himself over there. We have to concentrate on the hamstring. When we have the hamstring healthy, what it does is it allows that knee to get into hyperextension, so it allows it to get a little bit past 180, and it allows this thing to lock home like we want to. So, in this video on the left, we were addressing a lot of hamstring issues and a lot of calf issues, and you can actually see when he goes to squat here. So right here, first thing we do is he shoots his hips way back because he doesn't trust this hinge. Now, you can see the wobble that's in that knee, wobble, 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 and then on the way up, I mean, like, poor freaking guy. We're working so hard to do just a little squat here, and then it's like, son of a gun. So this hinge joint on the left here is not where we need to be. We found out he actually went to a session after he saw us in here, right after he saw us here, he went to a session where he was doing his check-ins, and he actually had a fracture in his patella due to something. It didn't happen with us. I'm just telling you there was a fracture. So there was something else going on in here that we couldn't really see without an x-ray. Now, we look at this squat on this side. So this is, 8-ish weeks difference. This is completely healed up. He's healthy as crap. I mean, this kid is working his rear end off. Let's just watch this.
Go.
I mean, this is beautiful, right? So he comes down, we get right out of the top. Here's the top. He breaks at the knee first. Look at that thing. Watch this knee here. Break. And he does a much better job. Look at that knee transition towards the screen. It comes this way. that means that we've done a really good job. I mean, you can tell he gets a little squirrely out of the bottom. And yet, what we've done with Ty, one of the biggest things that we've done to achieve, look at that happiness. What we've done is we've allowed his hamstring, this piece right here, the medial head of that hamstring, we've improved the quality of the hamstring, which in turn has improved the quality of the hinge joint. So we're getting this nice, clean hinge instead of this sloppy, we're kind of not wandering anymore. Ty has done an incredible job of developing back, getting this quad back, but you cannot build this until you have proper extension through the knee to allow this quad to turn on the way we want it to. He's also done a really good job of working on his calves to allow his knee to translate forward towards the screen, which in turn puts him in a good position to create a piston effect versus a push and hinge effect. So we want that piston, we want up and down. So Ty has done an incredible job. I just wanted to give you guys like a brief synopsis of kind of like what an ACL repair actually entails, and like why a lot of people have long-term issues with ACLs is that they never achieve that extension back. And Ty has done a fantastic job of getting back to where he's at. And I mean, look at that. Bam. Ooh, ah. He's very happy. He's doing so great. We can't wait to see him back on the court. Can't wait to see him back on the field. If you guys have any questions, if this interests you, reach out to me. Other than that, we'll see you next time, guys.